here's a type of problem that you might see as you work through the homework. In this section on polynomials, you might see something that says, maybe it says, find the roots, or find the zeros. Both of these kind of mean the same thing in this situation, and they'll have a problem that looks something like x squared minus 2x minus 8. And it'll be equal to 0. And they'll say find the roots or find the zeros. This could just as well say solve for x, right? All of these equivalently mean the same thing with this particular problem. So I'm going to go through one of the fastest methods, but it does require the most work to make it fast. So you have to practice these quite a few times before they become as quick as this one will seem. So the first process in this is set up your parentheses. So I'm going to set up that this should have 2 parentheses equal 0. Okay, it should have 2 parentheses. I know this because it has a degree 2. And that's up here, right? The degree of this polynomial is 2. My leading coefficient is 1. It's not written, but I know it's there. And the way I do these is I start, what times what is going to give me x squared? Well, since the leading coefficient's 1, 1 times 1 is 1, so I only have one of these, and it's x and x. X times x is x squared. Now, because this sign here is negative, I know that I have a negative and a positive, because the only way to have a negative over here, I have to multiply whatever is going to go here and whatever is going to go here. Well, that means one of these has to be positive, the other one has to be a negative. A negative times a negative is a positive times a positive is a positive, so it has to be that they're opposite signs. And I'm just going to go ahead and put my negative there and my positive there. Just right off, I'm just deciding which one's going to be which, because it really doesn't matter which way I go. It's going to matter where I put the number, the numeral that we're dealing with. And I say, what times what equals 8? Well, let me just jot a few down. 1 times 8, that does equal 8. 2 times 4, that does equal 8. That's it. I mean, yes, I could write 4 times 2 and 8 times 1, but they mean the same thing. So then, because I know they're opposite signs, I'm looking for the difference. Well, the difference between 1 and 8 is 7. The difference between 2 and 4 is 2. So now that I've looked at the difference, maybe do that in a different color. So this is difference, right? The order could flip. So this sign could be both positive or negative, depending upon whatever result. And this sign could be positive or negative. Okay, so the 2 is what I have here. And particularly, I have a negative 2. So that means I want to make this happen. I want to make it look like this. So my negative has to go on my 4. So then the 2 would be positive. 2 minus 4 is going to be negative 2. 2 times 4 is, or positive 2 times negative 4 is going to equal the negative 8 that I have. So that means the negative sign goes here, the 4 goes here, and the 2 goes here. Now, that means it's factored, but I haven't actually solved or found the root or the zeros or solved for x. But I'm most of the way there now. So now I just set up what I got. I have x minus 4, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Well, that means either x minus 4 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. Because the only way to multiply two things together and get 0 is that one of them is 0. So I'm going to do two problems. X minus 4 equals 0 and x plus 2 equals 0. And we add 4 to both sides here. I get that x equals 4. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to minus 2, and I get x equals negative 2. So my roots, or zeros, are x equals, and then I'll just do negative 2, comma 4. Those are my solutions, or those are the value of x. I've solved for x. I found the roots. In a word problem, they may not be the answer. They're both solutions to the mathematical problem, but if I was measuring distance, the 2 here, the negative 2, would not be a solution, right? Because you can't have negative distance. If I was measuring time, you can't have negative time. So these are both solutions. They may not be the correct answer if it's a word problem. If you're just given find the roots, these are the correct answers. Find the zeros, correct answer. Solve for x, correct answer. If you're told to solve a problem and you're given information about it, then you have to use your own critical thinking skills to determine if that solution is viable or is the answer. All right, I hope that helped.